There are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true, the other is to refuse to believe what is true. Love is all, it gives all, and it takes all. You become what you understand. A man prayed, and at first he thought that prayer was talking. But he became more and more quiet until in the end, he realized prayer is listening. The most common form of despair is not being who you are. The function of prayer is not to influence God, but rather to change the nature of the one who prays. I found I had less and less to say, until finally, I became silent and began to listen. I discovered in the silence the voice of God. For without risk there is no faith, and the greater the risk, the greater the faith. My honest opinion and my friendly advice is this: do it or do not do it, you will regret both. People demand freedom of speech as a compensation for the freedom of thought which they seldom use. Anxiety is similar to feeling dizzy. Those who looked down the abyss would feel dizzy. But, what is the reason? This happens because they feel themselves falling into the abyss, even though in fact they do not have to look down. Therefore, anxiety is the confusion of freedom. It occurs when we want to seek freedom, but look down, for it. If humans were animals or angels, then they would have no anxiety. Since humans are a mix of animals and angels, he can feel anxious. The greater the anxiety, the greater the human being. Life can only be enjoyed in reverse, but it must be carried forward. Life is a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. The most painful state is remembering the future, especially the one you won't have. The Bible is very easy to reach. But we Christians are a bunch of swindlers. We pretend we can't understand it because we know very well that once we understand, we are obliged to act accordingly. Adventure causes anxiety, but not daring means losing oneself. And striving at the highest place is becoming self-aware. Face the reality of being who you are, because that's what changes you. Self-deception for love is the most terrible deception, It is a perpetual loss for which there is no remedy, neither in time nor in eternity. If a person on the verge of action had to judge himself based on the outcome, he would never start. What if everything in the world was? What if laughter really was tears? Even if I wished, I should not expect wealth and power, but for a passionate sense of potential, eyes that, always young and eager to see possibilities. Disappointing fun, likely never to be. And what wine is so sparkling? The measure of its fragrance. Intoxicating it. As a matter of fact,